Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing for the September 8th Al-Anon readings in Courage to Change and a Little Time for Myself. We'll begin with a serenity prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I'll take a minute to look this over. The question is, what amends am I considering today? And it's about step 9, which is made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. And this person is describing a conflict between them, their husband, and the neighbors. And they didn't speak to their neighbors for many years. And this person tried to make amends, but the timing was never quite right. It was just the circumstances were never quite right. But then eventually this person tried to make amends and the neighbor was ready to receive it, and the timing was perfect and it happened. And it was apparently quite beautiful based on the description. Today's reminder: when we work step 9, we don't need to force anything. Our higher power is guiding us, and everything will happen in the right time. The quote is from Paths to Recovery. All we have to do to make amends is to be open and willing when we see opportunities that our higher power has provided. What amends am I considering today? I can't think of any, except this may sound silly, and this is kind of like an amends to myself. I'm just trying to be, I don't know how much this applies. I'm just trying to be very Al-Anon in the idea that nothing is as good as it seems and nothing is as bad as it seems. So I'm like just trying to not get too overexcited about anything, one way or the other. I have a really cute example of actually just the opposite. All right, so this is silly, but I think it's really cute. So I went grocery shopping earlier today, and my partner has been wanting some maple walnut ice cream. And I've been looking the past couple of times I was at the supermarket, and I couldn't find any maple walnut ice cream. And when I went today, I found it. So I texted him while I was at the supermarket, I found maple walnut, and I put an exclamation point at the end, and then I sent it, and I was like, I put an exclamation, like this is way overthinking it, but I was like, like it's not that exciting. I found the ice cream you wanted, big deal. And I figured he would either not text back at all, or he would text back, okay. He doesn't get excited about food. Like food doesn't excite him. So, um, I was at the super, and there was also, because he was going to another store, and there was a small chance that he found it somewhere else. So I was thinking, I'll text him in case he found it and we don't end up with 2 ice creams, yada, yada. So I never heard back. I checked my phone a couple times before I left the store, and apparently he replied to my text when I was driving home. Because when I got home, I said, "Did you get my text?" And he said, "Yeah, I replied." And when I looked at my phone, he had replied. Yay! With an exclamation point. I just thought that was the cutest thing. That just tickled me. Obviously, it still does. Because I totally wasn't expecting it, and I just thought that was adorable. So, that totally makes no sense based on what I just said about making amends. But, excuse me, such is life. It doesn't always make perfect sense, and it's okay. I'm going to take a minute to look this over. Mm. This is about uh, trusting our higher power, turning things over to our higher power, trying to figure out what is keeping us from, excuse me, turning our will and our lives over to a power greater than ourselves. And this person is saying the idea of a loss of control is a challenge, which, of course, we know that it's a false sense of control. It says it's worth the risk because the benefits are so great. We grow more confident, strong, and capable of coping with whatever comes our way. Today's reminder: identifying what is standing in our way can help contribute to our spiritual development. And Aurelius Augustinus, the quote is from, "The reward of faith is understanding." um, what this made me think of is my progress in trusting my higher power, and something that I've experienced since, excuse me, since starting OA close to 60 days ago. Pardon me. Little tickle. I'm almost finished reading Alcoholics Anonymous, the big book, because OA is very closely modeled after AA. And AA is all about connection with higher power. And the big book that I got actually is a replica of the original Alcoholics Anonymous book. I think it was 1937. So the word, it's just amazing. Like I have to look up words in the dictionary sometimes because we don't use those words anymore in everyday language. But just to see the mystical results. I say mystical because they just like it can't really be explained through like conventional ideas. I don't know how else to explain it, but my faith is becoming stronger because I'm testing it by reading this book, by practicing the principles of OA, which are very similar to Al-Anon, except, like I've said before, like now I'm considered the addict, which is really interesting. And like I was just talking about getting my partner ice cream. Like I don't feel like I need ice cream anymore. My whole life, I've never had a thought about ice cream and felt like I didn't like need it. To me, that's my higher power. That's me asking to be guided by my higher power's will for me. And apparently my higher power doesn't think I need ice cream. And I'm fine with that because nutritionally, like it's fun. It's considered a fun thing to eat. But like nutritionally, I don't need it. So that's fine. All I can say is I understand what this page is saying and I'm working towards it. But apparently I'm doing an okay job because like I don't feel like I need the foods that get me into trouble. I can't explain it. It's like a switch. That's all I'm saying. So I've been in Al-Anon since 2013. Obviously, it's 2025, and I feel like obviously I've done what I can to connect with my higher power, and it's worked. I mean, I'm still alive, based through all the challenges that I experienced, which were great challenges, large challenges. But I feel like I'm taking it even further for my own benefit. And I'm just really grateful. And not that this matters, but like it has nothing to do with organized religion. It has to do with which there's nothing wrong, like if that's what works for you, but it's not, it can work completely without it because it does for me. And I'm just learning every day. But this page makes a lot of sense to me, and that's what I'm thinking about today. We'll close out with the serenity prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.